is that we have to understand that the real argument for markets and for private property are moral, not economic. It's not that you're more prosperous, it's that you are freer. That if you're allowed, we say in our Declaration, we're endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights, among which are life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Well, if you're allowed to pursue happiness, and it's important to remember, Adam Smith writes a theory of moral sentiments before he writes The Wealth of Nations. Because Adam Smith understood that without a moral context, that free markets couldn't survive, just as the Founding Fathers understood, without a moral context, a free government couldn't survive. And that's where we are today. Now, I'm going to give you one closing example or two closing examples that I think will show you why I'm so excited and so unfair about this. The first is when we tried to understand why did this happen the way it did. And there's no question, Solidarity has a few hundred members before the Pope arrives. A year later it has 10 million members. There's just no question that what happens is the country looks around and goes, okay, that's it. We're not going to let them push us around anymore. We have a great interview with Lech Wałęsa where he says, I was always fighting. He said, I imbibed anti-communism in my mother's milk. And he just couldn't help himself. I mean, and you had this whole underlying sense, but they weren't effective until they suddenly looked around and saw each other and began to mobilize. What's important to understand, and this is part of why we've done both the book and the movies. In 1957, Cardinal Wyszyński announces he's released from 3 years of house arrest. And he announces that Poland will go through a 9-year novena in order to prepare for the 1000th anniversary of Christendom coming to Poland. And so for 9 years, in every parish, they are re-indoctrinating people into the nature of being Polish. So here you have the Soviet state up here preaching an international, secular, anti-religious, authoritarian system. And down here, quietly and steadily in every parish, you have people saying, but this is who we are. As Weigel says, the basic underlying message is, you aren't who they say you are.